for go alone, yeah. Sweet, sweet kiss, how I live out. Now for go along. You take it from Peter today, Paul will take it from you tomorrow, mama. Sweet, sweet, living is sweet, oh, whether rich or poor. Boy, don't pray for long fellow, he can pray for long life. As long as they live, you know, the better we grow. Fine, power is fine, oh, it can make you heavy. It's just like a brook, you know, it way to capsize. Sweet, sweet kiss our liver. Not for go alone. He won't be can eat it. Or a picture can eat it. Kiss our lee. Kiss our lee. Oh, sweet kiss our lee. Oh, not for go alone. You take it from Peter today. Oh, Paul will take it from you tomorrow, mama. You take it from me right today. Oh, mother will take it from you tomorrow. Fine, go by your fine, may in your favor. Well, people do to you, you go to cry. As I know for one person, oh, it's a matter of time. As time is a lesson, yeah, brother, this I have. Sweet kiss our liver, not for go alone, mama. Human being can eat it, oh, the deer can eat it. Ah, kiss our liver. Our liver, not for go alone. Human beings can eat it, or a creature eat it too. Sweet, sweet, living is sweet, oh, whether rich or poor. Why not pray for long fellow? He can pray for long life. As long as they're living, the better we grow. You take it from me right today, oh, Mary will take it from you tomorrow, mama. Hey, you take it from Peter today, oh, Paul will take it from you tomorrow. Fine, power is fine, oh, it can make you heavy. Looking like a crook, you know, a way to capsize. Ah, Kesawalia, Kesawalia, ah, Kesawalia, mama, don't for go alone. Why not pray for long fellow? They always pray for long life. As long as they're living, the better we grow. Sweet, sweet kiss our liver, not for go alone. As I know for one person, oh, it's a matter of time, papa. As time is a lesson, yeah, brother, this I had. I'm about away, never where my way gone. Be be your woe. I'm about away, papa, yeah. Sweet, kiss our little, not for go alone, yeah. Sweet, kiss our liver, not for go along. You take it from Peter today, Paul will take it from you tomorrow, mama. is sweet, oh, whether rich or poor. Why not pray for a long fellow? He can pray for a long life. As long as they live, you know, the better we grow. Fine power, you find out. It can make you heavy. It's just like a volcano. They pray to capsize. Sweet, sweet kiss our liver. Not for go alone. Human being can eat it. Other people can eat it. Kiss our liver. Kiss our liver. Oh, sweet kiss our liver. Not for go alone. You take it from Peter today. Oh, Paul will take it from you tomorrow, Mama. You check it from me right today, oh mother will check it from you tomorrow. Fine, oh by your fine, may in your fever. Well, people do to you, you going to cry. Has enough for one person, oh, it's a matter of time. Our time is a lesson, yeah, brother, this I had. Sweet, sweet kiss our liver, not for go alone, mama. Human being can eat it, oh, the deer can eat it. Kiss our liver. Our liver, not for go alone. Human beings can eat it, other creatures eat it too. Sweet, sweet living is sweet, oh, whether rich or poor. Why not pray for a long fellow? They can pray for long life. As long as they're living, the better we grow. You check it from me right today, oh, Mary will check it from you tomorrow, Mama. Hey, you check it from Peter today, oh, Paul will take it from you tomorrow. Fine power is found, oh, it can make you heavy. Looking like a crooked, no, equate to capsize. Kesawalia, Kesawalia, Mama, don't for go alone. Why not pray for long fellow? They always pray for long life. As long as they're living, the better we grow. Sweet, sweet kiss our liver, not for go alone. That's enough for one person, oh, it's a matter of time, Papa. Our time is a lesson, yeah, brother, this I had. I'm about the way, never where my way gone. Be your woe. I'm about to way up, Papa, yeah, 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 yeah. Sweet, sweet, kiss our liver, not for go alone, yeah. Kiss our liver, now for go along. You take it from Peter today, Paul will take it from you tomorrow, Mama. Sweet, sweet living is sweet, oh, whether rich or poor. pray for long life. As long as they live, the better we grow. Fine power is fine, it can make you heavy. It's just like a volcano, it's way to capsize. Sweet kiss our liver, not for go alone. Human being can eat it, or a creature can eat it. Kiss our liver, oh, sweet kiss our liver, not for go alone. You take it from Peter today, or Paul will take it from you tomorrow, mama. You take it from me right today, oh mother will take it from you tomorrow. Fine, oh by your fine, when in your favor. Well, people do to you, you have to cry. That's enough for one person, oh, it's a matter of time. Time is a lesson, yeah, brother, this I had. Sweet kiss our liver, not for go alone, mama. Human being can eat it, oh, the deer can eat it. Kiss our liver. Our liver, not for go alone. Human beings can eat it, or a creature eat it too. Sweet, living is sweet, oh, whether rich or poor. Why not pray for long fellow? They can pray for long life. As long as they're living, the better we grow. You take it from me right today, oh, Mira will take it from you tomorrow, mama. Hey. You take it from Peter today, oh, Paul will take it from you tomorrow. Fine, power is found, it can make you heavy.
And so fine power is really good. It makes you heavy, It makes you look big. It makes you look very, very intelligent. It makes you look like a leader. Again, folks, would like to say good evening to all of you and a warm welcome this evening to BKS Television right here on Facebook, YouTube, and also relay on Voice of BKS in Butu Town, Nema County. My name is Junior Payne, your regular host of the show. I'm here with Shadrach G. Tobe, the change agent, and Prentice Doma is also here this evening. But again, folks, we are here to bring you happenings around Liberia and outside of Liberia too as well. Prentice Doma, the youth chair of Unity Party, Nima chapter, is also here with us tonight. Shadrach G. Tobe, the ambassador of Road Downplay, is also here.
You don't remember Chairman Ohome Content. I'm the Secretary General. Chairman Kati remains the youth chair in Nimba.
Is it Bob Kato?
Samuel Kati from Samuel Kati.
Oh, okay. Mama, we want to elevate you. Anyway, Mr. SG, welcome to the show this evening.
Wait, let my chairman
play ambassador to the show.
Let my chairman say before.
And we coming to you, the Road Downplay ambassador here, where they give people sassy who that is not, recognized. We don't know what sustenance they are giving the people there. Shadrach G. Tobe is the ambassador of that town. He hails from District 5. I'm the ambassador on your Butu. Good evening, guys. Welcome to the show. Shadrach, what's up, my man?
Yeah, good evening, Junior. Good evening to Prentice. And good evening, good afternoon, morning, depending on location to our people out there. It's a pleasure to be here again. Sometime after the tedious hour of work, we still have to come and at least share with our people out there. It's so
Great,
disappointing.
great,
Yeah, hearing that
great to
our
have
guests
you on here this evening, Shadrach. Prentice, what's up, my man? What's going on from your end?
Yeah, my end is good, my brother Junior, and I trust it is the same with you in Rwanda. So,
Yeah, come here. The Union of Nima students in East Africa today held their election, and Mr. Brooks Boambe won as the chairman, and the other folks won on the ticket too as well. I would like to say congratulations to them. And Junior P
oh,
want
okay,
to say I'm very proud. I'm proud of myself and my team for establishing the Union of Nima students in East Africa, comprising of students from Rwanda, students from Kenya, Uganda, Congo, Tanzania, and the rest of the East African country. So we established this union a couple of months ago, last year, September. Junior Payne, Franklin, Lama Yangley, and the rest of the folks, we deemed it necessary that the students come together under one umbrella. And today, they had their first constitutional election. So as founders of the union, we are really proud to see folks coming to take over from us. It's a really joyous day from my end. Yeah. Printers, I wanted to
yeah,
ask you, that Nima Kwado
yeah,
share you still getting, my man?
yeah. But in very limited quantity now. But we will be coming out with mass production soon because
When? Somebody might be.
one one of the reasons that we slowed down doing production because we were doing it in Liberia. The design looks attractive. The message is messages are all meaningful. A lot of people want it, but I think being young people to do mass production, we're not in a position to be able to do so. There were enormous challenges with resources, so we have to slow down a bit and then find other options. But productions on the way right now, and I trust maybe before October also we have mass production. But before the start of the content meal, we will have a real good quality shies and other products around.
That's great, Printers. When is the Candid meet again? We need to try to bring on the chairman of the Candid Sports Steering Committee here to speak to us about activities uh, for the county meet. I'm told that this year district meet will be held in Seklep City, Nima County. I don't know how true is that information, but we are really, really praying that it be held in Seklep.
Yeah, I know I'm not clogged
Yeah.
with the responsibility to make that official statement, but I know I have a very good relationship with the steering committee and the chairman just today, Mr. Alfonso Gledor, who is widely known as Beer Garden. I think we spoke on the phone. He and his team were in Cyclopia. They're doing some major intervention on the field in Cyclopia so that they can be able to host the district league there. And he confirmed that to me today. So the district league, according to him, he said that it starts on September 6th. So next month, yes, September 6th, the district league will start. And hopefully in December, they can meet. So Nimba as tradition, normally the district league kicks off our justification process. So the coaches and all of the technical teams representing the kickball and the football teams will all be out scouting talents or home based talents through our district league. And is the district league also unified us as a county, coming from all of the electoral districts. And it's good that this time around we have a steering committee that thought not to do things, like the way it used to be. Because through our district league always been in Ganta. But at
Yeah,
least now
I listen, I
the, the,
listen, I listen. I listened last night to Mr. Adonis Miller when he were making some emphasis about sports in Nima. According to him, his time as chairman on the sports steering committee, all of the coaches, all of the members of the steering committee were appointed by the superintendent. But this come around, the staff, all of them are appointed by the steering committee. the steering committee chairman himself. So that means it's a big boast to the chairman, the steering committee chairman. And we hope to see a lot of things happening, a lot. Because this come around, the district meeting is taken from Ganta to Sekle PA. Hopefully, maybe next a sports steering committee year that will be taken to Bang and other places in the district.
Maybe we can even get to go to Dample one, in the years.
Nah.
Dample or your Butuo.
Yeah, okay, your Butuo is okay. Dample, lead up people, man. The people get sassy who the people they don't know which sustain they giving.
No, we both Dample. Anybody. I will not play district league. I will play district league the day they take it to Dample because I go and play. I put my phone on the feed. I will expose all my material. Anybody that take it, everybody takes as a woo.
Don't worry, we have beautiful guest houses in Dample. We will host you, all of you guys, and get all the most.
But where? You don't get internet. The player don't get internet.
I got 14. I don't got internet. What's wrong with you?
Why you got 4G? Stop lying to us, man. I beg you, Shadali.
I schedule you working with LTE and Dample not get internet.
Don't mind, man.
Listen, you see the man want to bring another confusion here. Butuo is the most civilized town in the entire district. Listen, Shadrach. Listen, void of politics. Void of politics.
Mama, you behind me.
Listen. Let me give you the portfolio.
Very new in the whole. Like,
let me give
the tackle in my town. Who know Butuo?
Let me give you the portfolio of Butuo. In Butuo, we got running water, safe drinking water.
Where the creek, right? I agree with you. Running water at the creek.
Not the creek. No, listen, Shadrach, I'm giving you authentic information. We had a drinking water that was constructed by the CEO of this platform, Avin Seka Senior. It's not boasting, right? But that's the reality. We also have modern trade school and a clinic built in that one town. So we are. No, the trade school is not open yet. I can only give you the name of the person who is constructing the trade school. I can only give you the name of the person who is constructing the clinic. But I can tell you that we have safe drinking water in the town. We also have solar panels in the town. We got trade school constructed in the town. Constructed in the town. It's not an ordinary town, That trains are from the town, man.
In Bouillard, I'm Butuo, man. Bouillard, one village, man. We talk about the green city of Dample. They come to
Sergio. If at all claim made by Junior is true that Dample doesn't have network, I will have problem with you. Because you can beat the LTA. You can beat the LTA. You're controlling the telecommunication sector of our country. And your hometown doesn't have basic network. I guess you have a problem with you. And you've been unfair to the people.
Takpo, your U-based Takpo always called off from Dample. And when he called, he never always gave him problem. So we don't need to justify that. Shadrach knew about it. I knew about it. DK knows about it.
My young man.
I just entered in the play. I don't know what you're talking about. This, I know about it.
Very good.
Yeah. You want to accuse somebody got to do with Duma?
DK.
Yes. Yes.
Do we have stable network in Dample?
What a Butuo?
No, man, why you bringing Butuo in the team, man? Butuo that's all for you, man.
I mean, they play. Gio, even Doma, who is not from the district, will not agree that as I say, Wu Camp will be having stable network. You mean the witchcraft down there, all of them will be running away. So you can have stable network to where witchcraft lives.
You messing the formula. You messing the formula, Gio. You messing the formula. We can grab witchcraft and make them to transform them into.
There's no scientific proof. There's no scientific proof.
It's granted by the government.
So they deliver.
No,
Sergio,
no, shut up. I
Sergio,
beg you, shut up. Do
Yeah.
not say that.
Sergio, the
Yes.
delivering process that you do, is it biblical or
Traditional.
So
traditional?
it is as a rule biblical.
It's traditional.
But the question
No,
I
that what
so
so if it is traditional, that what D, I want to agree with D. So when D said witch, yeah, normally the white people, they get something they call white witch and black witch. I don't know why they did it that way, even though I got problem with it. Because why you made
so let me put in the context. Don't go far. Let me put in the context. In computer science, so it's so good, man. Picking now, you went American, you want to do computer science, you doing cyber security, even though you never did a foundation before, but you don't know cyber security, no problem. Do well at doing so. So let me put in the context. Let me put in the context of
for you.
Yeah, but
We'll bring answer for you.
my man, let me explain it to the man.
They ain't finished with computer science thing. You know, I did my honor guy in criminal justice, so you know, cyber security deal with CIA. So
you're right. I commend you for. I don't say it's bad thing. I commend you, brother. So let me put it in context. In cyber security, we that cyber security we do what we call ethical hacking. So when you talk about hacker, that same man learn ethical hacking good, but you use it for bad purpose to go exploit other people. So man, hacking is ethical. That means internet can hire me, pay me with a legal document. If I log into that system, I am not a hacker, no black hacker, but I do it ethically by legal documentation. So coming to that traditional aspect you're asking, we agree that we exist, but from our hometown, we do not believe no ways that will destroy society, but we believe in transparency and ways that will make people to
not
live
black
rights.
ways, but white ways.
White ways. So to the point in our
you need to start supporting the guy. They ain't finished now. Why you supporting the guy? Like you that play up again.
But I wish.
You know, recently they accused
but my
printers.
man, even what you about doing now, we know it. I think say now where in Butu, maybe America, in like it's white men wait here so. But it's a way to transform lives, not to destroy.
So your wish can transform life. The thing you're getting in bro, don't play. It can transform life.
So people who want to go in that world to destroy other people will make them know to stop.
So Doma is supporting a practice that is conventionally banned. Is conventionally unconstitutional. Doma is a youth advocate and activist that advocating for rule of law, accountability, and Doma is supporting something that is conventionally wrong and internationally banned. Now, the Sasewu trial by Odia, whatever name you call it, it's not scientifically proven. The person who administered it, no. In fact, there's no quantity. Even the data we're using, they will tell you have to use the data. Your data will expire, and those things it can be challenged. It can be reviewed in court, and people will present evidence that can be challenged. In the case of downplay and it's secure, it's completely on the contrary, and government around the world have banned that practice that is personal, is intended to put people in an early grave, and Doma of all people who are getting a war internationally as an activist is supporting it. So Doma and Shadrach, we need to revoke whatever certificate they have, that they are supporting illegal activities. They are supporting the killing of people with poison.
Let me ask you now.
So it's personal.
Sergio, let me just come in. D. Yeah, here's my thing. Everywhere, the law you're talking about, it works in context. If you come to Liberia, in our African setting, specifically Liberia, for the practice that the people in Dampley carry out, we have our local ministry here called the Ministry of Internal Affairs. They issue lessons to the traditional leaders so that they can be able to regulate their activities. And folks that you see get involved with this kind of thing, they have lessons. The Ministry of Internal Affairs gets the lessons then.
Thank you, brother.
So
Doma, you are talking about the past. Since our law was revoked, there's nobody that Internal Affairs is giving them lesson to practice that. So Doma, you mean people who are practicing female genital mutilation is still illegal in Liberia? Is that what you're saying? Those are illegal activities.
At some point in time, it gets concerning. And because
but it's still illegal because it has been banned by government. People who are doing it, they are doing it illegally.
No.
Sasawui, for example, is legal
because
recognized in Liberia is not bound. Your government under that.
Sasawui is not bound. Even the FG
is not bound. Okay, gentlemen, wait. Let me make our point on this. We go to the next issue, right? I'd like to inform our followers that we intended to host one of Liberia's funniest songs and scientists on the show tonight, but unfortunately for us, he told us that he will be taking care of the delegates from America. So we needed to host Dr. Doba Chris Nya, the Director General of the National Public Health Institute of Liberia. We needed to host him here today on the show, but unfortunately, he has some other engagement, very important national engagement that he has to attend. Therefore, we cannot host him on the show tonight. But again, we have a couple of things happening in Liberia. The business sector of Ganta City, Nima County, arrested one Charles Taylor, turned him over to the Ganta Drugs Enforcement Agency, the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency, Ganta chapter. And according to information, verified information, Charles Taylor escaped custody, and the two police or the two DA officers who assist Charles Taylor are currently placed behind bars. We're going to be discussing that. Drugs is a major issue in Liberia. Therefore, when one comes and people do citizen arrest and the person over to the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency, at the end result, that person escaped custody, it becomes alarming, it becomes concerning. Why are we fighting against this substance when people are there undermining our fights? We're going to be discussing that tonight. But let's go back to this Sasawui thing. I want to give you, Shadrach, 2 minutes. Make your case on it. From you, we go to Siawit. Let's say, welcome to the show, Siawit Zoget Tour. According to information, your Butu, your Dia play, your Gbawi, your Goma play will be added to Zoget before 2029 as a district. There will be 13 districts in the entire Nima County. I'm not sure about that information yet.
But Joe, I don't understand your own demarcation. Nya is behind Yao, and we are closer to Zoge. So how they will draw behind we and Yao and go and bring 3 to 4 times in Yao that is behind Yao and we to add them to Zoge. Your information is right.
How they did the demarcation 2011?
So the demarcation is there in 2011. The demarcation is there in 2011. They didn't go like the 3 times they added on Muyao for Bill. They did that our towns that were closer to Muyao, Bini Plateau and Muyane. They didn't need that time to go to Bioyola,
D.
Yes.
Have you ever seen a straight map before?
Yes.
We map.
So no, but Doma, my argument here is, take for instance, in 2011, the other bar and secretary together. The 2 cities were in different districts at the time. According to what Joe is saying, the information is right. Joe is saying they will jump over bar, for example, and add beta grade, to District 7 and leave bar outside.
DK leader your team.
No.
You a cybersecurity
No,
man.
D.
Let's
like
welcome to the
James
show
is
this
saying,
evening.
right? From the grapevine, we hearing that Ban and Seclepier will not live in the same district.
That's what we're hearing.
So if that happens, it is possible that I'm getting myself somebody.
It's okay now. It's okay.
Okay. So if that happens, it means other towns going toward District 5 way could join the district that Ban will live in. And it is also possible that towns around District 8, District 9 could also join the district that Saclay-Pierre will live in. So that these are conversations that we're hearing.
So again, let's
Doma, my argument is the information you're giving might be true. So meaning Yekepa is a city, Yekepa is if within District 7, Yekepa and Camp are together. My argument is not that one. My team is still is it you want to look at it, man. My man, Yekepa is city by all the other.
Yekepa will be a city. For now, it's not a city. For now,
there's no statute that creates Yekepa.
Again, let's welcome to the show this evening, Bobby Tingman. Let's welcome to the show, veteran comrade Jamel D. Davis. My man, long time back. Happy to see you on the show tonight.
Jamel, enjoying. Don't be generally keep a quiet. You be a general friend and keep a quiet with protest though.
No.
What's your using first take can be terrible.
D, you started out the last night. The man just there last night. You know when I don't giving a history here in Sadra, then they just there. We're not looking at Saudi and Akimo. How they call it? See what's point and say, but we now. Who in La Bureau will just grow all of that?
Temporary printers were not here last night for
dumpling, man. They dumpling, man.
Don't mind those people.
I mean, it's a pleasure to share platform with great guys tonight. I'm seeing the likes of Jamel David, the Elan man. I don't go to church anyway. Bobby Tingman.
I'm part of the Stephen Baptist Church.
And then Comrade Doma, and then the lone RT man as well. So I mean, yeah. So
the lone RT man with consistent terrible network.
For me, while it's true, we did not, you know, the guests did not show up. But I think for me, I had some issue to discuss on the issue of the public health thing.
So let's start the show. I mean, we've gone 38 minutes into the show. Let's start with this. We'll get to welcome to the show this evening. What's on your mind, Chief?
Thank you, Junior. You know, I was actually prepared to, quiz our guest today because the issue of public health is very concerning. In our country, for me, I wanted the guest to actually propound on what the public health is about. Because most time, Liberians, for me once, I'm not a medical person and I won't be. Yes. So most time, if you hear the issue of public health, for me, I'm just fair when there's an outbreak. That's when you see public health. And to be frank, even in 2014, that's where you saw, Mr. Nyensua and the rest of the folks named very rank in the country toward Nyensua, public health. And, so, I mean, it was everywhere. So, the public health thing, I don't know whether it is doing outbreak. That's when the public health, can really work, or why the core function. Some of us really wanted to know the disease control mechanism and all of that, because there are other diseases that are threat to our lives in the country. We don't hear it. Most time we just hear public health. When the public health time, what we hear is, when there's an outbreak, coronavirus and other things. Maybe when they say Lassa fever at some point when there's an outbreak. So I actually wanted to understand what really the role of public health in the country. What what the performance and the scope of operation, so that we could really get the real essence of public health institute in our country, because there are a lot of even the drugs thing. I think it should also be related to public health, because though addiction, some of those diseases people get from the addiction, while you are addicted, there are a lot of unwholesome environment you live, food you eat, and your health and what have you. So, like for example, HIV and AIDS and other things. So
Thank you.
I already prepared for the data today. That's why you see my cap on my face for Sis Lorena and to interpret to us. But yeah.
Thank you. You see, now on the show we recognize you. Now on the show we recognize you as the face cap man. Anytime you see me here with my coat suit, my red necktie, it means something going very desperate. It's going bad. It's going absurd.
If me who hosting lawmaker,
yeah, you hosting lawmaker.
Red tie.
My red tie. The house is red. The house is red. But let's welcome to the show this time, Bobby Tingman. Bobby, good evening and welcome to the show. The last time you appeared here was during the time of Representative Musa Asambability.
No, not Musa Asambability, but my own lawmaker for my district. Representative Wongbe.
Sorry. I'm really sorry.
Thank you again for having me on the show. It is a pleasure to be on the show and to share the platform with good people from Nema County. And the only thing I see on the show all the time that I want to point out this evening is I think we need to see the representation of all of our districts, because Nema is comprises of 19 administrative districts and 9 electoral districts. So I always see Printed Duma from district number 7. You all on the show, but we are not seeing Yahweh is not represented on the show. So I hope that the folks can look into that and see how best we can have.
We're gonna give you the challenge to bring us someone from District 1, District 2. We already have here from District 3. We have Charities who get to here from District 4. Junior King from District 5. Sis Lorena from District 7. Printing from District 7. Saga from District 7. You from District 7. So bring us people from the other districts.
I'm not from District 7. My background is bar.
Junior.
Oh, okay.
Not me, that
my background is bar.
No. You
okay. So like I was saying, thank you for having me. Like by listening to Siawete, he talking about the public health issue in our country. It is a concerning issue that all of us are concerned with. The issue about public health is a very cardinal issue that we want to hear public health practitioners to come on the show and also explain to us, because this issue that centered around the drugs issue in this country is also a public health issue. Because public health, I believe their work is to promote health and to also prolong health and to also prevent health. So if you see we have a crisis, more especially that have to do with the health crisis in the country, that people are dying on a daily basis, we want to know what is the cause. We want to know what is the root cause of this issue about drugs in our country. So it is good that the folks on the show extended invitation to those in the public health sector to come and explain to us. But I know he did not come because of some reason, but we are hopeful that he will come one of these days to explain to us some of the root causes of this issue that has to do with drugs in our country, that young people are dying on a daily basis. It is something that all of us need to get involved. We are media practitioners, we are concerned. Likewise, the public. So it is something that all of us are looking for people, actors and actresses in the public health sector to come and explain to the public as it relates to what is unfolding. So it is a good thing that we all of us pray that he will make a way to come so that he can explain more to all as it relates to what is unfolding.
Thank you, Bobby. Thank you so much. It's good having you here today. And we are hoping and praying that you will be appearing here frequently. Not only the time when Tawumbe appears, then you appear, you try to criticize the move because your Bobby didn't win the election, all this stuff. My friend and brother, Jamel D. Davis. Jamel, welcome to the show this evening, Chief.
Well, thank you a lot. And this is one of the best initiatives in our county, and I've been following behind the scene since you guys started this, and the discussion and the interaction from even the communities has been encouraging. So we hope that moving forward, as a reserve pastor from the Inland Church, like my friend and brother Servity is also aware of, that we will all be here to see how we can share this some information for the growth and development of the county and the country as a whole. When it's run, we voice it out and we show recommendation along these issues to see how best, because everything cannot just be about criticizing without showing a way out. And when we see things going out, on the contrary, we talk about it. And when the need be, we show some recommendations to people in the recreation position to see how they can work around it to get it on. Like Mr. Tingban has been saying, the issue that has to do with public health, there are other people that are specialized in that. They are the best that we have to invite.
Somebody need to call in Belly here to know what is happening to Comrade Jamel Network. I can accuse Shadrach on this one, This is not a fault of Shadrach. Over to you, our lone female. He's your brother. We should consider that saying here on the show. You brought your own man from George
I can only hack me. I don't know. My biggest shot, it can't give me money. Fuck, I will hack anything I feel that.
Anyway, let's welcome to the show the lone female right here tonight, Sis Lorena Donke. Good evening, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. I think Jamel is back, so he could just end his thoughts.
Jamel, can you end your statement? I don't know whether the man from APA they hack the network.
The info. I hope to have myself just set to. So we just have to do all we can to get to the healthy. She has connection with some of these people. We can use influence within our circle to get other people that we can talk to. How we all can work around it. How facing the mineral water, the plastic bag, the big bag around. How we all can check around. What should be the involvement of the government on the safety of the water, the source of the water of the general public. So I think that would be the best option that Mr. Timber, said earlier, that we need people within our field.
Thank you so much, Jamil. Let's go to Sis Lorena Donke. Lorena, welcome to the show this evening.
Junior.
Yeah, thank you and welcome. Thank you so much, Junior, and thanks to all of the panelists. Good evening. And good evening to our listeners and our viewers in Radio Land. So public health. So public health is not just in the time of outbreak. Public health is basically the detection, prevention, and control of health crisis or health event It could be infectious and it could be non-infectious. For example, road safety is a public health issue. For example, maternal death or neonatal death is a public health issue. So, so that's what public health is about. So the reason for us in Liberia, we most people think public health is about outbreak is because NCO was established from the Ministry of Health during the time of the Ebola crisis. And the reason that happened is because they want a specialized group of people that will pay attention to the different health situations. So if you go in MPhil, like our whole unit of people who are doing surveillance, they are on the watch for something. So as soon as they detect something, because that's not the function of public health, and then they say, well, if we don't take this action, this will escalate. So that's what public health is all about. Road safety. Even if you see one old truck passing with smoking the carbon, that's public health issue. If you see people building homes and no bathroom, who have to be using the plastic and tea, all those things they cause sicknesses. So they are all public health issues. So and Dr. Yan, who I love myself, like yes, so I can ask him a lot of questions. But I'm hearing that he went to the lab, to the public health lab, and having some activities ongoing there. That's what I heard. So yes, but we can answer a few questions that we are able to answer.
Thank you very much, Sis Lorena. It's glad being on here with you tonight again, and it's good to be here with veteran comrade Bobby Tingba, Jameer D. Davis, and the rest of the folks, Prentice Doma, Shadrach G. Togbe, the ambassador for Cloud Downplay, Siawete Zoge Tour, the ambassador from Zoge Statutory District is also here tonight. But information we're receiving tonight is that Senator Samuel Gwame Koga narrowly escaped assassination tonight in Ganta City, Nema County. We will hope to hear from Senator Koga to tell us much more about the story. But a lot of radio stations in Liberia are already carrying the story. Voice of BKS in Butu Town carried it already. Radio Khan in Kampley City have already carried the story. Radio Kekema in Ganta City, Nema County already carried the story. And the Voice of Gompatu already carried the story. So we hope to hear from Senator Koga as to what unfolded in his compound this evening. But again, folks, it's going to be a good show. It's going to be a good one. Let's start the discussion with Charles Taylor escape from custody. Disclaimer.
But Junior,
yes, sir.
The first round, it reached me.
Okay, let's go to you, Chief. Let's hear you. My man, you are pissed, man. Most of the things we got to keep you in the back.
Be honest, so quite often. So you and Bobby plan to marginalize me.
No, we marginalize you. You took 200 USD. I mean 2,000 USD. You not call your man. You say, my man, I receive it, but you told me that I pay the people way. So all the money finished. I get paid.
That is struggle. You in Rwanda, you're not gonna protest. Okay. Yeah. So just on our first first, let me say congratulations to the Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia, His Honor Justice Yami Kokwek-Bessie. Today he finally took over today as Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia. And Nimba now has a Chief Justice. Even though we have one in recent years, His Honor Justice Kokwa, and Justice Yami Kokwek-Bessie becomes the third Nimbayan to become Chief Justice. I stand to be corrected after Blazer Kokwa. Now we have Justice Bessie. So we want to say thanks to the President for always believing in Nimba. And, to whom much is given, much is expected. That's why Nimba overwhelmingly voted Ambassador Bouaka. And even though we didn't have our guests here, and like everybody expressed, there are several issues of concern regarding public safety and which we have border on public health, and I think Dr. Yan is one of the best in the country. Not just that he served the National Public Health Institute, he has a very long history in that field. He's a biomedical research scientist and inventor, and with years of history in other parts of the world, including the U.S. And this government brought him back to take over the National Public Health Institute. He has, a global invention known as the Yan test kit. It diagnoses pretty close to 27 different medical conditions, and at the same time, it will find out or diagnosis between 5 to 7 different medical conditions just using a simple test kit. He has gotten over 3 U.S. patents for his invention, and not many people know, but it was through his congressional testimony during the Ebola time, because he led the Liberian community in the U.S. through his congressional testimony that the MPhil we have today came into existence. He also suggested the establishment of the Africa CDC that the U.S. government listened to. But he would have really loved being here, but unfortunately, he informed our team that he and his team at MPhil, they hosted some congressional delegation from the U.S. Jim, Junior, you announced that the last time on the show, and they spent a whole day in Charlesville at the MPhil lab. So again, he asked. In fact, he was asking whether tomorrow could be possible. I said no. We already have a lineup for the week. So probably next week or anytime we have the time, he will be waiting to come so that we can have some of the concern. We know the issue of mpox. We observing that, but Liberia has managed a case for pretty close to a year and without a record of death. And unlike Sierra Leone, a neighboring Sierra Leone has had double-digit reported of death concerning mpox cases. And there are several other public health concerns that I myself I would have loved asking Dr. Yan, but we hope to have him one of these days. And then, however, whatever issue you have on the desk, we can go into it tonight.
Thank you, Prentice. Even though,
Junior, I don't know what they have this. Yeah, I don't know what they have this on your list for us to discuss. The Say No to Drugs march that took place on August 7th. So many people, like me, saw it to be like just the cry of citizens to the government to be more vigilant and more proactive in this fight. But it turned out to be that people within the Say No to Drugs in the leadership, they already registered that platform as a non-for-profit organization. If you saw about 3 days ago, there was a fight between 2 of the lead campaigners. And so this evening, a document leaked that one of them, the one who did the crying, Rosalind Gillings, she had already registered this organization and she was a registered agent. What I don't know, what is not clear is whether the rest of the leadership.
We have that on a discussion.
Okay.
We're not going to the broader perspective. We're not going to the broader perspective of this thing. Tonight, I'm a little bit shy hosting a show because Bobby is here, Jamel D. Davis is here. These are veterans from the profession. So I got to be very careful tonight. The old lady in Liberia, what we call, and it's a para broad that signed to the Constitution. She can say no comment. But right tonight, tonight I'm going to say no comment. Prayer brown boo. But right tonight, I'm supposed to say no comment and turn the show over to Jamel or Bobby for one of them to run the show. But again, we got to do what we're supposed to do. So the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency have been working tirelessly to combat drugs in Liberia. But most of their efforts have been undermined by their own officers. What do I mean? Recently, day before yesterday, the citizens of Ganta, let's say the business community of Ganta City, Nima County, arrested one of the notorious drugs lord in person of Charles Taylor, and turn him over to the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency. One may say citizens do not have the right to arrest. No. Under our Constitution, citizens are given the right to do citizens arrest when they are in any other danger. They can arrest a person knowing fully well that this person poses threat to the community. So they arrested Charles Taylor and turned him over to the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency. Information we've been getting is that this guy told 2 LDA officers that he was going to pee. And unfortunately, he escaped. This has sparked widespread controversy that this guy connived with the LDA Nima chapter, specifically Ganta, to escape custody. It was discussed today on the media. According to one of the arrestee, he said when they arrested this guy, most of the drug lord of Ganta threatened him that they were going to kill him, they were going to do such so many different things. So he never slept at his house. Hearing that the guy they arrested, Charles Taylor, escaped, it sparked more concern. Now, I want to bring it to us as panelists. Yesterday, I asked a question about the business sector of Liberia. What are the challenges they pose? The faces, and what is the way forward? And we had our say on that. Today, we have drugs issue in Liberia. Many of us on this platform, we say that doing demolition of the ghettos is not the only way forward. The major thing we should do is that we should build recreation centers. But to my knowledge, we have few recreation centers in Liberia, but we go about demolishing the ghettos. Now, coming to you with this information today that a notorious drug lord escaped custody and the officers in charge are currently in police custody. They are in jail. What do you think is the way forward to drugs, abolishing drugs in Liberia? What can we do as citizens? Does this back down to LDA not being paid enough? Does this back down to LDA not having the equipment to fight against drugs? Let me hear you on the story. Let's really start with you, Siawite Zoget. From you, we go to Prentice. From Prentice, Madam Lorena. From Lorena, we'll go to Bobby Tingma and Siawite. Shadrach, let's start with you.
All right, Jim, thank you. So I think it was just a few days ago we discussed the same issue, either yesterday or a few days ago. So I think number one, first, it has to do with commitment from the entity in charge, DEA. 2, patriotism. People will be patriotic of what they want to do. Sometimes we just link everything to salary. No, they don't pay well. There are some people in the system, no matter how you pay them, 1,000, 2,000, they will still do some dubious things. People won't get rich overnight. So, like you already said, there is manipulation in the system among the employees themselves, causing problems for the community and also fighting against their own effort. What should I say this? Not even DEA alone. Most often, even most of the allegations against LDC, their own employee, they will go bypass people, meter, blah, blah, blah. The same thing in our drug enforcement agency. People there who feel that they get rich quick by releasing drugs dealer, giving them no entry. Dion in Liberia, there's a common sound that when you see like and somebody told me 3 years back, when you see old people hanging somewhere, that's a ghetto. So the police people in the community, they know the kind of thing, and they'll go to sit with the people that's a ghetto. And ghetto normally is where people know have drugs issues around there. Police people will go say that. D people will go say that. They will talk with the people, they will live with the people. Some of them even know who the buyer, who the seller. But indeed, when they're arrested, they simply release the people. So I think the way forward is people to love themselves first, love what you do, get passionate what you do, love your country, and love your community you serve. Put this in your own case. Why this child is no addicted with drugs that feature damage, why he or she is my child. So now we need a system, we get opportunity, we get lay that in our pocket, we feel that it's okay. When your surrounding is hungry, it's a threat to you. So the opportunity has to be to serve for your legacy, serve for the community, serve for the future of your children. That tomorrow, if you are no more, the system will work for everybody. Don't manipulate a system that it works for few, and tomorrow you are no more, your children will be no affected too. So the first thing, the citizen who work in the area will think that, look, this is our children's future. Not because it's there today, you know, the drug dealer is giving you $2 to know to live a zero life the way you want to live, and if you affect the entire community, you raise everybody's life, even including your own children, because you know the mind of your children. So I think the first is to be patriotic, to have passion for what you want to do, and love your own country. Before we can talk about recreation center, bringing no experts, no education whatsoever, we can first love ourselves as a Liberian. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shadrach. Thank you for your say on this issue. Let's go to you, Prentice. You know, tonight I want us to be more conversational and give recommendations to the government, the way forward, because you can have a sector like LDA, then you got volunteers in the sector, and you say you want to combat drugs in the country. It's difficult, you know. It's really, really difficult. Let's hear you, Prentice.
Junior, first day I will start with my own government. I think we're not honest with the fight against drug in this country. I say this because the usage of drug is spreading so fast in the country that it is gradually robbing our country of its future. We have our current National Development Agenda, the ARREST Agenda for Inclusive Development, the AARD. Junior and everybody following this evening, if you read through that National Development Agenda, we have 378 targets capturing total. It has 6 payrolls. But out of the 378 targets, as grave as the concern of drug abuse is, and drug transaction is in this country, that document says that our government, my government, commits through that document to just taking 5,000 drug users for rehabilitation and reintegration. It is unfair to the young population of this country. Already in that document, we have just 9 out of the 378 targets talking about human capacity building. But we're saying young people are the future leader. Me, I don't even agree with that 1 year first. Because that is one smart thing that they say always, to put aside young people's potential to provide leadership today. But that could be a discussion for another day. So we can't, like, it's not something that started today. It was something that we ran with as a propaganda against the Weah regime. So in development of our national development agenda, as information of our national development agenda, we should have given more priority to this kind of social issue. Look at the number of relapse. Consider the population of, or the ratio of relapse that occur. If you were to take 10 young persons to rehab today for treatment, the likelihood who are 5 coming back, it's possible. Then we're talking about just 5,000 persons for the 6 years period. Only 5,000. So if 2,500 able to come back in the street, it means that only 2,500 the government said they're going to take from on drug. It is unfair. One thing that we have complained about all of the time, like you emphasize not too long, unemployment. Also, that people say unemployment. Because you get people in the system, you say they're doing the work, you're not paying them the money they're supposed to get, what they deserve for the tax. First, they established that drug is a very expensive enterprise. Drug transaction is a very expensive enterprise. So if you have an LDA officer that you give him 150 United States dollars to, that man goes to raid, and then he arrests over 100,000 United States dollar drug. The drug dealer says to him, look, they think I can get you 25,000 out of it. What do you think that man will do? You know how many years 25,000 can pay that man for? So that the government, the first thing that go back, we will ask our government to go back on the drawing table. Look at our national development agenda. Let's be clear. Let's give priority to the fight against drug through our national development agenda. Because if the government goes out there, it is this development agenda that the government takes out to engage foreign partners. So how do we get out there to engage foreign partners when drug issue is not being highlighted or is not a major priority through our national development agenda? We get only 1 out of 378 targets. Only 1 target says we take off 5,000 young persons from on drug. So assuming that 50% even have relapse, they go back in the street. It means that just 2,500 young persons. What a difference we have made. The honor payment. Now the community, one thing that we cry about all of the time was cheating. Because the community in the past, they mostly harbored drug dealers and users in different communities. Out of fear, some fear that relatives were there and they didn't want them to go to prison. Now the community has mustered the courage and they are braving the storm to arrest drug users and turn them over to state actors. But like I said, it's a very rich enterprise, even though it is illegal. So if you have an LDA officer who makes 150, a drug dealer is arrested, and that drug dealer made a promise of at least 5,000 United States dollars to each of the 2 drug in fact LDA officers. How many times 150 United States dollars can come from inside 5,000? It will be the calculation that will start to run through that LDA officer mind quick. So we need a bit. Why you think places like LRA, they don't easily underpay their workers? Because they're responsible to collect taxes so that they contribute to our national budget, that they tax us of our country. So you pay them so that when they go to collect the taxes, they do it honestly and they put it in our national, in our account and contribute to national development. And no nation builds beyond the thinking of its people. If we have a generation that is dependent on drug, in the next 10 years or so, we will have no country called home. Because the presence of drug users in the country, it poses a security threat. Maybe that one thing our people need to understand. Very soon, you already get hardship in the country. The people on drug. Don't be surprised if we start to see extremists or terrorist groups being established all around here. Because if the young people get addicted to drug, they can't afford it. And other people start to use them for other reasons that we've been seeing around. Crime rate increasing. So for me, on the kind of conversation, I like to be very balanced, beyond party line. It is our government. So sometimes the kind of platform we like to give the very clear message. I think our government has to be very honest with the fight against drugs. Our government right now we're not honest. I will be clear with it. I think we need to double up. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prentice. So we start the discussion with what are the way forward. Day before yesterday in Ganta City, the business sector of Ganta arrested a drug law, an alleged drug lord named Charles Taylor. And they turned this person over to the Labrador Drugs Enforcement Agency, Ganta chapter. And today, according to information, this guy escaped custody. The LDA officers that escorted him to P, according to them, they said they were looking on the other side and the guy escaped. Now, over to you, Siawite. Do you think as citizens, as LDA officers, as LDA commanders in the counties in the country, we are undermining the drugs fight in the country? Let's hear you. Your 5 minute starts.
Thank you. John, quite frankly, I think one of our challenges in Liberia is the issue of sincerity and trust. And patriotism as well. You know, most time people talk about paying the DA, paying the police, and all of that. But you know, there are some profession or career you go to, meaning like security, you know, being a security, being a teacher, journalist, and the list go on. Those professions, they are marked by patriotism and a call to duty. And passion, that's a key underlining word there. When you got passion, of course, you know, I listened to the situation in Ganta. I follow it later on this afternoon with the DA guys. You know, with the citizen, the whistleblower, and all of that people are doing is helping the community. I think it was yesterday or day before yesterday when the Ganta business community provided 2 motorbikes to the DEA. And of recent, the both security, you know, apparatus like the DEA and the police have been challenged with the issue of, you know, motorbikes, or let's just say the issue of movement, transportation, that have been the challenge. Because the detail, both DEA and police, they don't have vehicle, not even motorbike. If you even saw the other day when the police was transporting, you know, case from Sekepie, they even had accident on the road that led to the death of 4 persons. So on that note, the Ganta business community, being that they too are also affected by these drugs, they went together and collected that money, bought 2 motorbikes, and then turned it over to the DEA. A day, less than 24 hours, the citizen arrest, when they blow the whistle, they went and arrested the guy in question, took the guy to the station, and then they took him to the DEA depot in Ganta. And they took, from the explanation of Prince Howard and that of Madam Vicky Cooper, when they arrested the guy, the police, when the police came, or the DA guy, they took, he had his car key and that of the his house key as well, and other essential material, and they turned it over to the DA commander. Now, in the night, quote unquote, they said the guy, because there's a bathroom in the jail, inside bathroom, but then they said the DA brought the fellow out to use the bathroom, and that's how he escaped. So now, this morning, when I even listen to the clip, as a security man, professionally, the way the commander will address the situation to even make people to understand, he could not really explain, actually, But I mean, it even make the citizens to come out this afternoon because they were actually frustrated with the kind of investment they are making as a community without government, intervention to take that kind of huge money to buy a motorbike. You're talking around 400,000. So the people invested into that, and now the guy esconded the jail. So for me, in my mind, the issue of trust, Liberian already don't have trust in the DEA. That's the first thing. If you listen to the protester the other day, they will tell you they want AFL. But AFL does not have the statutory responsibility to fight against drugs. That's not a core function. So I mean, it's just quite unfortunate for our community and society because like this morning I listened to Prince Howard when he even made position of one other guy that he's widely known in Ganta, they call him how they call justice. I think he said he contested in district, against the former
In
speaker.
Maryland, again, poverty.
Yeah. But my disappointment the last time when Goba even saying that on the radio, my disappointment even with the protester, that's why you saw the women were very disappointed in Ganta the
And
other
just
day.
were the protests in Ganta.
My disappointment was for the city mayor and the superintendent, all the people. The guy is widely known in the county or in Ganta. You had that guy, they gave him chance, he spoke. So what message are you sending? So there were a lot of criticism against, the people who actually had who organized the protest, and the women were actually disappointed. So there was no need even for justice to speak on that ceremony. The intent of that say no to judge was to raise awareness, and from there the people even went and collected money and gave to and bought motorbike to empower the DEA. So the issue of trust already is with the DEA. Then you have such a man making statement on such a program. I mean, it was, for me, it actually killed the essence of the ceremony that day. I felt disappointed in the mayor, but I don't know. But they know the mayor is involved. And then this morning, Prince Howard was on the protest ground. Then he said they were going to go after justice. So they are contradicting and said, the guy is involved in such thing, and then you allowing him to speak on the ceremony. So for me, the issue it just require everyone on desk. It's not ready for me now on the issue about blaming government or about blaming somebody. I don't see it. I see it as a holistic fight with the involvement of everyone here on desk, because government official children are not mostly affected, though it might affect extended family. It could also affect the family, but a greater effect is to the ordinary citizen. That's how I see it. So the DEA, the joint security, they need more empowerment and training. That's how I see. And the citizens too also, there should be awareness, because from some of those things they are doing too, they are also going outside the band, because some of those jobs then they don't know how they treat people, and you hear it become problem for you, and the public health issue, that's another thing. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Sewete Zogetua. Thank you for your input on this issue. Let's hear from you, Bobby.
Thank you. I'm out there.
Yeah, the next speaker, maybe one thing we need to do is to get most of this, to get ghettos in Nimba. We start to call them out here publicly to inform the relevant authority.
I've been since the news unfolded today, I've been trying my best to get to the LDA boss, but numbers they have been giving me is not WhatsApp numbers, and just to now ask for the WhatsApp number, I'm calling it, but then he's not online, so I don't really know. But this is frustrating. Bobby, let's hear you on this issue. Bobby, are you there?
Are you there?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. What is happening in Ganta? This could be a serious trouble. In a sense, business owners business people who govern themselves, who gather themselves and say, look, we want to take this fight in our community. We want to help the LDEA. We want to help the security sector of our country. We want to help the government of Liberia. And they risk their business, they risk their life to go out there and be able to arrest criminals, notorious criminals, not just criminals, but notorious criminals, and turn them over to the national, to the LDEA, I call it security personnel or authorities in Nima. And today, we are hearing that those guys that they arrested, they are on the run. It's a very serious trouble for the business community in Ganta. People like Prince Howard, who got a hotel in Ganta. Those who are involved, those business people. Because, look, this guy could come overnight and organize people to go to the people business place and do different things. So this is a very serious trouble that we want to call the government attention to make sure and send security in Ganta. Because the security in Ganta, the security personnel in Ganta, they cannot reach 1,500. Now we are talking about a notorious criminal that have control over all of the criminals in Ganta, a notorious criminal that have control over all of the criminals in Lima. That is well known. He been arrested and disgraced and sent to jail. And break down the jailhouse today. We are talking about he escaped jailhouse. It is something that all of us need to get concerned about it. This issue about Josh is not just about the LDEA alone. It's not just about the Liberia National Police alone. It is not just about the immigration service, the Liberia Immigration Service alone. It is all of our business. And that's why the business community in Ganta did not say, we will sit and look at the LDEA. And that's why the business community in Ganta did not sit and say, we'll look at the Liberia National Police. And the rest of business to go out there and get this criminal. And today, we are talking about this criminal is out of jail. The cartel in the drugs cartel in Ganta need to be broken down. When I saw the press release from the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency, calling all other citizens that are going around doing citizen arrest, not to get involved with going about doing citizen arrest, I saw that the cartel stay within the DEA. The drugs cartel, those people who are encouraging drugs dealers to bring drugs into this country and damage our brothers and sisters, they are still in the DEA, and they're still holding power into the DEA. In that light, the only way that the government can succeed in this whole fight with the drugs is that we sift out those guys who are in authority at the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency. We need to sift out them. We need to make sure that the cartel is broken down. That's the only way we'll become successful in this whole fight. For the fact that the citizens themselves go around and say, look, let's go and forget about our businesses, let's forget about going to church and go to the community and have those people arrested and point them out for the community. We are living in the community, we know what they can do. Because the community dwellers, they are people who know all of us know why not activities in the community. So the only way you can get rid of those people is to get in contact with the community dwellers, citizens within the community. And the citizens are working now to see how best they can help the LDEA. But now there is a serious cartel within the LDEA that is undermining the citizen progress. In that light, my recommendation to the government tonight is that the government look and sift out the LDEA. There are cartels that have been established within the LDEA that undermining the process of the drugs. They say no to drugs protests in this country. They're undermining it. I want to appreciate the government, but the government need to see how best they can sift out those guys. Are you there?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So they need to be sifted.
Thank you, Bobby. I mean, you shared some really important points on the discussion tonight, because those in the security sector and those of us studying law on the other end, when you do criminal law, they will tell you that in criminal procedure, the whistleblower should be anonymous. That means people shouldn't know them. But this come around, the business sector were the one that this citizen arrest of Charles Taylor. They turned this guy over to the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency Ganta chapter. By right, they should have stayed anonymous, but they make themselves known. Charles Taylor know them. His accomplices know these people. So really, I mean, this is so on it's really unprofessional on the part of the LDA side. This person know the people that arrested him. They are ordinary citizens. How many times do you see our police in Liberia patrolling the communities in Liberia at night? How many times do you see our police patrolling various communities in Ganta at night to protect these people? Now Charles Taylor is on the run. You don't know his next plan. This man is an alleged felon, an alleged criminal. Criminals have so many things in their mind. How do you protect those that arrested this person, the citizen that arrested this person? These are all reputable people with businesses. I mean, drugs is something all of us are supposed to fight. But what becomes of our own LDA officers that we entrust with the responsibility to fight against this bad system? It's sad. It's bad. You don't know the plan of Charles Taylor behind the scene. He might go overnight to do something to those that arrested him. He might go overnight to do something to the journalists that are speaking against him. He might go overnight to even attack citizens. This guy needs rehabilitation. This guy needs recreation. You didn't do anything of such, and you say the man escaped custody. I'm hoping and praying that the case involving those two LDA officers should be forwarded to the 8th Judicial Circuit Court in Sanikole and let him be prosecuted. You cannot let a felon, an alleged felon, to escape custody for no reason. You put the business sector in Uganda at risk. You put the entire Nima citizen at risk. It's bad for us. But let's hear you on this issue, Mr. Mafasin and David. Good evening and welcome to the show, Chief.
Well, thank you. I'm happy again to be here. The issue of drugs is a serious issue. And the solution that has often been applied to me is cosmetic. And if care is not taken, our country will be completely destroyed, because you're talking about young people who represent the future of Liberia. And if you look at our statistics based on census, you will see that Liberia is hugely youth driven in terms of population statistics. So it means government should pay attention to programs that will better the lives of better the lives of the youth, so as to build a more prosperous nation. Drugs is not something to play with. I remember 2012 when I was in China. The country has issue with some American journalists, one American journalist and one Australian journalist who are coming, who were connected with drugs. And for them, they made drugs a capital offense. If you are caught with drugs, no matter who comes for you, you will die. Once you go through a speedy trial and you are convicted, the penalty is death. There's no if and end about it. America used all diplomatic means, giving its power, same with Australia, but China remains very focused on their law. As Musa will say, Chairman Benedict will say, the law is the law. There's no if and end about it, and it can't be bent. I think we have to think about legislating laws that will make drugs capital punishment so that we scared people away from treading that path. In recent time, I was looking at a young man in Liberia crying on social media when they was interviewing him that the new one they brought is not easy. When you buy one piece for $100, you will continue buying it, and the more you take it, the more damage you become. It's serious. So our people should try to do something and to work something out so as to keep our country safe. I'll be driving, so my video will be off because but I will join you guys soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Matheson. Thank you for your point on this issue. I want to share this before we go to Shadrach and Sis Lorena to have their say on the issue, right? I'm a student in Rwanda and I enjoy the facilities that are given to us as foreign students. Security is in tight and all of that. I've never even seen a ghetto since I've been in this country. I've never seen a ghetto. Now, since I came here, I had the opportunity to read through their budgets and how it is allocated this year. When I read the 2025 fiscal budget of the country, I realized that 80% of their budgets are allocated to one sectors every year. This year, 80% of the national budget is allocated to health. Why can't we do the same? For example, take fiscal year 2026, allocate the budgets, 80% of the budgets to security sectors, build the security sectors, providing all of the equipments they need, vehicles and all of that. The remaining 20%, you allocate it to the rest of the sectors. The following year, you do the same. Within the next 5 or 6 years, you would have accomplished all of your goals. But in Liberia, it is not such. We divided money to all the sectors equally. We do not have the results of the money we divided. It's bad. Now, looking at the business community providing equipments for LDA, this is shameful on our government part. When they provide the vehicles, who will provide the maintenance? Who will provide the gasoline to run the bags? Who will provide, maintenance for the bags? It's bad. It's bad for us. But let's hear you, Siawete. Shadrach. And Siawete, tonight you feel in my mouth. I know what happened. You got to send me something.
Yeah, I think I previously spoke on the drug issue, but currently, as we're talking about the drugs, there have been another arrest in Kinta community right here at Monrovia. I'll send you the link to you now. But I think there were 3 females were arrested with huge quantity of drugs and $288,000 Liberian. Oh, I think this evening. I just sent you the link. Well, I gave my opinion first on the drug issue. I was the first to speak. So I don't have additional opinion for now. Let other panel continue.
Thank you so much, Shadrach. Let's hear you, Sis Lorena. You got more to say on this thing. What are the way forward for us as a country?
Okay, so thank you again and good evening, everyone. So, like we were talking earlier on the issue of public health, I also want us to know that drugs is a public health concern. So, it falls on the health, it falls on security. And I want to say that we, it's that we don't have law or drug law, we have good drug law. And we have, in general, like we have good policy, good laws. Our problem is not the lack of the law or the lack of the policy. Our problem is a weak system. Our problem is a political will to implement what is written on the paper. That's like your problem. For example, when there is recruitment for immigration, we see it's published in the news, it's been said on the radio, and people go to do entrance. People, test, and you see, it's a whole process. When there is recruitment for people to be trained as police officers, the same thing. For to join the armed forces of Liberia, the same thing. But how are people trained to become LDA officers? Have you ever seen any advertisement of they looking for trainees carrying them on the base to train them? We don't know how they are trained. We don't know the recruitment process. So I think that's one of the weaknesses the platform itself has. And another thing is that the salary. So you cannot be paying somebody $150, for example, or even $200, for example, and then that person is faced with a situation of maybe 25,000 or 50,000 worth of job. And the person say, I beg you, please let me go, I'll give you 15,000 US. The man is calculating it like 5 years salary right there. So I think what needs to be done is that to look at it on a more holistic level approach to put qualified people as the DEA officers, to as well pay them well, and or if we think they cannot handle it they're all by themselves, we can assign the army too. The president can ask the army to assist them, because where we are now, if care is not taken, it will be like in Mexico. That's what will happen. Because I'm told when they want to bring that drugs to distribute the sub-region, Liberia is a transit point. So, and when it comes to Liberia, it doesn't just leave, as a camp. Some live here, for distribution within our various counties. So the way to do it is have qualified people, or ask the army to help them to do the arrest, and we should have rehabilitation centers across, even not, if not in all the counties, but in region. They maybe you got one in Bon County, well, that somebody from Lofa can access. Maybe you got one in somewhere in Nimba that somebody from Nigeria can access, because breaking the ghettos down, the people are going without their usual habit, in the process of detoxification. There are a lot of complications that take place. They need other medication to be able to come to become normal again, to clear the system. It's not there, you're going to die. And then it's a whole lot of things that need to be done. And I think if the president is the government is actually serious, actually mean that this is an emergency, it should be treated as such. When Ebola was here and they say it was emergency, it was treated like an emergency. When COVID-19 came and they say it was emergency, it was treated as an emergency. So while the issue of drugs is said to be emergency and it's not treated as emergency, why do we have unqualified people? Like personally, since the time of former president, we are LDA officials, the director, the deputies, they are always been fight. Why are they fighting over? Are they fighting over the drugs that are confiscated and who want to take it, who want to sell it? Why are they fighting over? It came down to April Nkrumah, to Fatika, and even to the present people that are there. they are fighting.
Thank
So
you.
I think we have a weak system, and I think we can do better to improve our system.
Thank you very much, Sis Lorena. Thank you for your input on the issue here tonight. Guys, it has been a good show. We should have had the National Public Health Institute of Liberia director on the show here tonight, but unfortunately, he has some national engagement he had to attend on the show. But again, we had a wonderful show where we discussed drugs issues in Liberia. I'm hoping and praying that Bobby will be appearing here frequently this time around. That maybe from now onward he will be coming here frequently. So we got to take all of you party
can be representing Yahweh Mesnon people.
Yeah, Bobby, you need to come as a Yahweh Mesnon representative on the show, man.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be good. At least let me bring to your attention what is happening in our district. Our district is dying slowly.
Oh man, the man working.
We can't be discussing your district.
No, I will pin a picture of our district to you.
Okay, great. So Printers, you laughing. They think not funny. The man said time we're not doing nothing in your district. You say he's saying they're not doing nothing in your district. Anyway, Printers, you had a good show, but let's get a parting comment in 1 minute. Printers, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, let's hear your parting comment in 1 minute. It's been a really good show with you guys tonight.
Thank you, and thanks to everybody who followed the show this evening. I think we have said a lot. The community is waiting to give national government support, unlike the past that they were always concerned about the community shooting and hampering drug users and sellers. So on the other hand, we want the government to consider, in action and not just words, the emergencies and emphasis that they keep placing on the usage of drugs across our country. And I strongly believe that it should start with a revisit at, that our leader can look at our national development agenda. Because some of the conversations that we can't be having a non-permanent seat at the United Nations Security Council, and we have the proliferation of drug use within our society when it poses security threat. So we can be contributing to global peace and security, and we can guarantee our own security back home. So now we're all concerned about the safety of business people in Nimba, simply because we have a system that could not contain a single drug dealer whom the community already apprehended and turned over to state security. So we really hope that our government can be able to consider again in action and not words, because too many times we've heard that drug is a national emergency, but if we were to look at our national development agenda, I don't see anything. In action, I don't see anything. On a daily basis, new drug keeps entering the country, and it is gradually stealing away our country's future. So thank you, and I look forward to interacting with our people tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Prentice. It was a good show having you on here tonight. It's been a good one, man. Representing Unity Party, representing District 7. See how it is we get towards here, the man. That the only man I got 2 districts in Nimba, District 4 and District 7. See how it is, let's hear you. Your party statement in 1 minute.
Yeah, thank you, Junior. It was a good show, and we thank all of the panelists for the analysis tonight. We hope that the DG will join us next week, hopefully, to discuss the public health issue and the drugs. With the issue of drugs in the country, we are all, praying that it will come to an end very soon. So with the discussion tonight, it was good. And the Ganta community will also need to make effort to reach out to them because the cartel, like Bobby said, it is there in the community. It needs to be broken so that our people can be relieved. Because their presence in the community is also a threat to the existence of, our citizens there, our family, and our children as well. So it was a good show. Though we did not discuss it, but I want to say hats up to the EPA for, the restriction they are bringing forth because the country is actually noisy and there are a lot of measures that need to be put in place. You see people selling scratch, microphone playing music, churches, mosques, everywhere. So, I mean, there need to be restriction. While it's true we worship God, but sometimes there need to be some restriction. The country is actually noisy, and I think by tomorrow we'll have some discussion surrounding that and the policy measures that are being put in place. So it was a good show. Thank you. And then it was good to also see the incoming lawmaker, and for District 7. I don't know, she and Mavosin, who's actually on that radar. When Bereti are already endorsed, and Mavosin. And then Cisco 2 is also on the radar too for District 7. So 2029 will be an interesting year where you see men and women going against each other. But it was a pleasure tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Siawite Zogatua. Thank you very much for your concluding statement here tonight. Let's hear you, Bobby. Finally, what can we get from you? Bobby, you are muted, Chief.
I want to extend my deepest thanks and appreciation to you, Gio, and the rest of the panelists for this conversation tonight. Gio, when beginning of this year, when there was a report that came from the LRRC that over 70,000 Burkinabés entered the country without getting any documentation from those people, and they illegally entered the country. That led to my mind that the security system in this country need to be worked on. We need to thoroughly look at the security system in this country. For the fact that the country that have the Liberia Immigration Service, that we pay them with our hard-earned money, our taxpayer money, they are in this country, and they said under their watch, we have over 70,000 Burkinabés illegally entering this country. I said to myself that the security system in this country is a mess.
Bobby, are you still with Front Page Africa?
I'm a manager of a radio station now. I'm not with Front Page Africa.
Oh, okay.
And beyond that, when I saw the issue about drugs, people dying on the street, I saw that there's a crisis that's coming. And to manage the crisis, we need professionalism. We need sincere people in the corridor of the LDEA, people who are sincere. I heard people talking about the salary you're giving the people is what making them to not be sincere. No, let me tell you this. Before you take a job to any institution, they got editorial policy. When you are sincere, when you are patriotic, when you come from a nationalistic background, you're not getting involved with the cartel within the LDEA. So we have more insincere people in the LDEA. On the basis of that, we'll always see this happening. So my call to you or the government is to see how best they can overhaul the system. The system is rotting. once the system is rotting, even we, the community dwellers and people within the public, when we take the mantle of authority to see how best we can curtail the spread of the virus, of the drugs in the country, it will still be undermined by people in the system. On the basis of that, I want to recommend to the government that they must overhaul the system. People who are in the system, who are undermining the system, should be taken from the system. So I want to say thank you for having me. The conversation was a very good conversation. It's a great beginning for our people. And I think when we have this kind of conversation, it will always be good for our people and our community.
Thank you very much, Bobby. I mean, with people like you being on here with your experience and all of that, it gave our platform the needed show we need to have here. I appreciate you being on here tonight. And hopefully, as we goes on, you will be appearing here frequently. Not only the time we appearing, you want to come without your Martina thing, bad thing for you can do it. I beg you. Anyways, let's hear you. Shadrach, you already spoke, right? Great. Now let's hear you, Mr. Matheson.
I'm not spoken. I didn't know.
Okay. Matheson, let's hold you there. My man, you're already giving bad sustenance to our people in Booyah. We get problem with you already. But let's hear you on the issue of drugs. Your party coming.
You got more than your tradition in your town, more than my town, sir.
We don't eat chicken. That's the only tradition we get. We from Yale, we don't eat chicken. That's simple.
You ain't chicken, but why you can't eat it?
Wait, we talk cow, talking cow.
Okay, Chino, thank you so much. Thanks to our listeners. They are patient listen to all every evening. So, like I said, Bobby, I don't call my brother just spoke, Bobby, right? Bobby just said we need to be patriotic. I said in my statement today, it's all important to be patriotic. Once you love your country, you will not invest in plenty of things. Do you want some? Oh, we are resigned from a job that you're paying your $1,000 or you will resign from there because of no malpractices. Do you think I don't like that money? I don't know why there, but because that things were happening, we know I felt I can't be like into that kind of a group. I stay young. I love my children. I love my family, and I don't want to be involved with all kind of things. And I resigned. When I resigned, I went home. It took me less than 3 to 6 months. I got a new job. So when people love their country, they love what they do, and they respect their integrity, the first thing they will do is adequately respect their generation and protect their future. So let everyone talk about cartel. We actually had a cartel of everything in the country, the drugs, the this, the that. The security across this country is very weak. Under Monrovia, everyone want to work. Under Monrovia, you go to most of the borders, it's just empty. Borders are empty. What do you expect? If you focus on Monrovia, everybody here, people pass Africa and come to Nima, Africa and come to Maryland, so I come to Bowater, came out. The country just open. Like my brother said, I listened to the land commissioner in Nima, Eddie Bianga. He had a press conference discussing the threats in our country now with the Burkinabés, occupy the area, making fun for themselves, owning land in our country without legal documentation. Our people are there backing them, giving those lands to them, making cocoa and whatsoever. So everything boils down to security. Security about this country need to be overhauled, like my brother Bobby said. I know we're not get 100% sincere people in that system, but at least when we get 30 or 50% people that are sincere, it will also help strengthen the sector. Drug issue, a more than article, Ebola, because Ebola, everybody afraid. Even the drugs added and they started, they're afraid of that. But people making the money, they destroy our future, they destroy other people's children. And they even don't want that the children will be part of it. So we urge the government, we appeal to the government to help the community who have volunteered themselves to work along with them to amend their strength by backing their effort in fighting against the dangerous substances. So everyone, we thank you. Let's continue fighting. Let's continue loving our country. Let's do what is the best. Do not go and the society will judge you tomorrow. You may not get a pay for now. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Shadrach. You really represented Glow Dampley here tonight. I thought you were going to take side with the drugs thing. But I think we need to start carrying those that say they can't support drug law, and we're seeing them in the public marching with drug law. We need to carry them Glow Dampley to take some sasewu. But anyway, Sis Lorena, let's hear you on the issue. Your parting comment in 1 minute.
Okay. All right. Thank you. It was a beautiful show. Though we didn't get our guests, and so we can discuss public health issues holistically. But I think we are discussing another aspect of public health that is concerning, that is alarming in our country. And like I said, we have a very beautiful drug law. What we need is the political will for the law to be implemented. So, like, I think about a month ago, a lady was arrested at RIA, and she was taken to prison. And then they said 3 days later she was sick. They allowed her to go to JFK for treatment. And then after some days, she went back to prison, and then she was free. On what basis, we don't know. So we just need that will that everybody is treated equally when the same crime is committed. I shouldn't be treated differently because my name is Lorena, and then someone is treated differently because the person's name is Charles. Everybody should be treated differently for the same reason. So that's what we need, and we just need. And I think if the officers will have, if they are not able to handle the crisis by themselves, maybe the AFL need to come in to help them so that like blood doesn't turn to Mexico, because it's really, very serious. And I also hoping that the government will invest into rehabilitation center, fully functional, fully equipped, because as the ghettos have been broken down, they need to be taken somewhere. They don't need to go just home directly. They need to go to the rehabilitation center so they can go through the process before they can come back home. Other than that, most of them will end up dying because during the detox process, there are a lot of complications that cannot just be handled home. So that would be what I want to say. And other than that, the show was okay tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sis Lorena. Let's hear from you, Mr. Matheson. From you, Chris will take us home for today.
Okay. Well, thank you. I think it was a great show, as it has always been. And I don't know, the time was not enough for us to have more discussion on the topic, because it's very important. It's one thing that is killing our society, and attention should be given to it. Discussion like this, to me, is very healthy because it creates awareness, which is one of the things that is lacking. For me, as I said in my intro, it is said that bad soul required bad medicine. We need to be extremely radical when it comes to addressing the issue of drugs. People who are drinking drugs, there should be extreme precedent set so as to poke fear in others or discourage would-be perpetrators from damaging the future of our country. To even look at the case that Lorena mentioned with the lady who was arrested with the substance, that should have been the first example They set up a day and invite the public and they execute you publicly to serve as a deterrent. If you don't do that, given the corruption that has engulfed our society, we'll just be talking and nothing will be done about it. Because, mind you now, from the ordinary person to the top, it's all about money. To get to public office, you must spend money. To go to school and graduate, you must spend money. You cannot build a society like that. I remember I was not in Liberia though, but I followed the election that took one Papi Flomo, I think from district, either 10 or district, some district in Monserrato to office. During the course of the election, there were accusations that he was a ghetto owner who was heavily involved with selling drugs and other, bad substances. But there was no probe. And because he had the drugs money, as alleged, he was able to navigate his way, and now he sits as one of the representatives who is supposed to be making laws to govern our society. Even though with virtually zero understanding, but today he's a lawmaker. That's the society you're talking about.
Sure.
That's the community you're talking about.
Thank you.
So to just talk about drugs without setting a strong or an extreme deterrent, you wouldn't even be able to address it. So
Thank
we
you.
should make drugs issue capital punishment. Whoever is caught, especially when you are caught right-handed, that's good for all because there will be no other, case. You are the perpetrator. You set up a day like what is happening in China and other jurisdictions that I'm aware of, and today the society is serene. But if we follow this quote-unquote democracy that none of us even know the true meaning of it, we borrow it, or it was being given to us as a way of life politically, and man it to govern our society, a lot will go loose and a lot will be destroyed. So perpetrators should be publicly executed, and before people go into public offices, they should be X-ray to the extent they should know whatever connection you have. They should be able to trace it and establish the character you have before you can go into public office. It should not just be about the money, because the money can be acquired in the bad way. So let's kill drugs dealer. That's all I can say.
Thank you. I know that's a capital punishment. I don't know of a country in Africa that kills, let's say people that have been guilty of drugs or other crimes within our continent, Africa. But Singapore, for example, they have no drugs policies. If you are caught with drugs, they kill you. But that is not implemented in Liberia. Chris Lee will give you 1 minute on this issue. Give us your parting comment. You are not here, so we cannot carry you back to the discussion. But just give us your parting comment, man. A lot have been happening around drugs lately. Let's hear it.
Yeah, thank you. Of course, I'm on the show now, following from work. And I will speak on this. And my view will be, what kind of Liberia do we want? What kind of Liberia do we want for our unborn generation? It is a Liberia that will have jobs in every corner. Is that Liberia we want? What kind of Liberia do we want? So I think the government of Liberia has a responsibility that has been given to them by the people who elected them, to make sure our society is well kept and safe. today is somehow frustrating that our country that we left a few years ago, of course, jobs were there, but the number now have increased. Where this thing coming from? What kind of mechanism our government have put into place to curtail these things? Or I just see people in the community just arresting people. Would that solve the issue? I said no. Is that the best way to address it? No. I think there should be a precedent like the senior man just said. If there's no precedent like you from the legal background, when you go to the court, that's in they got precedent cases. What kind of precedent that the government of Liberia has said that people be afraid of? No. No precedent. They said they're arresting people. When you look after 2 or 3 days, they're running free. I remember a few years ago when the legislature, the COCO, passed a bill, and in that bill, that judge law, there's a certain portion that says if you arrest a judge on the plea, that plea should be seized. The government should investigate. When the found guilty, they sell that particular plea that brought the judge in the country, and the money to be used on Liberia. The past issue without Lily, they seize the plea? No. No. So at the end of the day, that show way, you know, in Liberia was that show way.
Thank you.
Because they are not saying precedent that we will see as a deterrent. That people do it to say a deterrent tomorrow, that there don't be people just in the country. Liberia is vulnerable. Africa Bolo, but everywhere around there, in public, they are cross everywhere.
Grace, you're making a point. You're making a very great point here tonight. But because of time, we will not continue with the discussion. Hopefully tomorrow we can have time to discuss it briefly before our guest appears in studio. Give us your parting comment in 30 seconds.
Yeah, thank you. So again, to our people in Liberia, we say thank you for our followers, for people listening to us in Radio Land. We say thank you. They keep following. We'll make sure that the show will bring every information the community needs to understand, to hear. We'll provide those information. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you very much, Grace. And thank you to Shadrach. Thank you to Mr. Matheson, Sis Lorena. We have Bobby Tingma. We have Jamel Davis here tonight. But even though he didn't stay for the conversation, it was a really, really good show with all of you tonight being on. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
Again, folks, you've been listening to the Heat Hour here on BKS Television. On the Heat Hour, we say dialogue and not confrontation. We say words and not bullet. Today, let's say August 20, 2025 edition, we talk about drugs issues in Liberia. Hopefully, tomorrow, August 21, 2025, we're going to be here to discuss issues affecting our country and issues surrounding our country, Liberia. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for sharing the show. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for viewing. And thank you for your likes and all of the things you don't hear tonight. And those of you that were listening via Radio Land in Booyah on Voice of BKS, we'd like to say thank you for being on the show. It was a good one. Hopefully tomorrow we're going to be here again to discuss national and local issues on BKS Television. Have a pleasant good evening. I've been Junior Payne, your regular host of the show.